fear, to me, fear is almost like excitement in disguise somehow. It's like it's the same feeling in the body. Like for me, for some people, they might blush. For me, I get sweaty. My palms get sweaty. My feet get sweaty. I might get even a little bit shaky in the hands. But I bring it back to reminding myself that it is excitement at the same time. Like I have two choices. I can choose, it's scary. Oh my God, it's scary. It's scary. It's scary. I don't want to do it. Or this is exciting and it's the same feeling. It feels like it's scary, but it really is excitement. And there's going to be some type of reward at the other side. And usually I always say that the universe favors the brave, and you take that action. And then on the other side of that breakthrough is that reward of like, oh my God, I did it, and I've never thought in a million years that I'd be able to do that. So, yeah.
I love that you are saying, if you can convince your brain, or you have a path you can go down, it's either it is fear and that's how your body reacts to it, or you can decide this is exciting and then you get a different reaction, or you get a different response perhaps. And I was watching a TED talk, I think a couple of days ago, had a very similar message, is that the actual sort of, I guess, the chemical movement in your body is the same, whether it's a genuine fear or it's an excitement, and it's about your brain telling you which one it is. And I thought that was really interesting, that actually we can control the response. And in your case, you've chosen that it's not really a fear, it's an excitement. And that's how
I try and take it that way, because I do feel like like one of the biggest fears that's out there is public speaking. Like let's just take that one for example. And I love speaking in public. Like I've done many speaking engagements on stages, big stages, smaller stages, and there's always a fear there when you're about to get on stage. It's like that body reaction, like you're saying, it's like the sweat, your hands might be a little bit shaky. I tend to start speaking really fast at first, like in those first 10 seconds maybe. But then you start learning some techniques about, like, okay, how can I control that? What can I do for the sweaty hands? What can I do for, grounding myself? So take a breath or something. So there's certain techniques that you can learn with that. But going back to that, I'm not like a Tony Robbins or like all these famous speakers, but I can guarantee you that they still feel that fear at bigger or smaller levels, and they just know how to manage it better, because through experience and through doing this over and over and over, it's like, okay, it's there, let's just do what we have to do. It's okay. There's just no way around it. It's going to show up because it's your body, it's your brain, actually, your reptilian brain is trying to keep you safe. It's like, oh, there's change, something big is happening, I don't like change. Whether that change is, it's the tiger in the jungle, which is where it comes from. The reptilian brain has that reaction of I have to protect you. There's this change, you have to either start running, or there's change because I have to get on a stage and speak right now, or I have to, I don't know, jump out of our plane, because I'm doing skydiving, whatever it is, that fear is there. Your brain's job is to keep you safe. And so it sends all those reactions of fear. But if you can shift it and just turn it into, oh, wait, I'm feeling the fear reaction, but I know I can turn it into excitement. Let's just turn it into excitement.
Yeah, and I've always sort of been told that the reptilian, so you're right, that reptilian brain is keeping you alive and surviving in, hundreds of thousands of years ago, but it still exists. But I heard that it can take about 10 seconds for your, I don't know what the part of the brain is that is very rational. It takes about 10 seconds for that to sort of override the reptilian brain. And you mentioning, just taking a deep breath and grounding yourself whilst you're public speaking, for example, gives you that 10 seconds for your rational brain to kick in and then you know, that excitement and the confident you comes forward rather than the nervous, sweaty palms you. I mean, what is that? Do you think that's true? It takes about 10 seconds.
I think I've never measured it. I don't know like the exact numbers, but it sounds like it could be. But I'm sure even if it were 10 seconds or 20 or five might seem like 3 minutes or like an eternity to you. So the best thing to do is figuring out like what are your best coping mechanisms and understanding it for that period of time. It's like, okay, I know I'm going to go through that. And sometimes it can last more than 10 seconds. I do think it's different. I do also believe that we all come with programming, because here's how it works. Our conscious mind does not get developed until age 6, 7, or 8. That's what the psychologists say. So everything that you are experiencing, everything that you are getting in through all your senses, what you see, what you hear, from ages 0 to 7 is all those beliefs are being put into your subconscious mind. So obviously all of us have programming that's been passed down to us from our parents, usually from our parents or caretakers, because those are the ones that are most immediate to us, our teachers, our religious beliefs, you know, whether you go to church, synagogue, you know, wherever you're going, there's certain beliefs that are being given to you. The first place is awareness, is starting to realize it. Like maybe you listen to like this podcast and you're like, oh my God, yes, I never really questioned my belief of time, of health, of money, of religion. So it's just, it's inquiry. It's the invitation is to come to it from curiosity and say, you know what, I'm not bad. I'm not, you know, like to start taking away that guilt, that shame. It's just becoming aware and being curious and saying, yeah, where did that belief come from? And then I start going back into our past. You really have to go back into your past and see, you know, what were your first money experiences? What were the messages that you were given, you know, from that age 0 to 7? And kind of go down memory lane and start picking at those things, you know, and saying, oh yeah, I remember my parents got divorced because they were always arguing about money. What did I make that mean? Because it all stems, here's the bottom line, is money to me has no meaning. It really doesn't. It's not good and it's not bad. But one of the programming says money is evil, or people with money are corrupt, or money is bad. You know, like that is a big money block that I see for a lot of people. But you have to keep reminding yourself that money is not good or bad. It's the meaning you give it.